Hey everybody. So as you can see or not see, I am not physically here. I have been sick for the last week with what is suspected to be a throat infection. As of this morning, I went to a doctor and was prescribed a weird medication that tastes like chalk and an inhaler. It is what it is. It was also all during finals, so I have also not had the time to sleep. Uh, this is for my game design 1 project. I'll elaborate one more time on the sickness thing just because this picture I have is, I think, is kind of funny. But yeah, so this is a show everything that I have. I unfortunately don't have everything. I don't have UI, and I could not figure out how to get the night vision to work on time. And my shrooms one more works as like a cool scene transition, so I kind of kept it. So, for context of my sickness, do you want to know what being sick during finals weeks looks like? It looks like this. Also, there's Brian's card down there from Go Create that he needs to go get, but I'll get that to him soonish. But yeah, lots of water, lots of medication, and a empty monster can that I had to mix with NyQuil one night because I had to wake up at 9 for a shift at work. All right, so here's how it turned out. Or I might just bring up the actual. You know what? I'm gonna do that instead. I'm gonna bring up the. No, I can't because I don't have it here. So yeah, I ain't got a choice. All right. So story wise, my level, I kind of thought about the mentalities between Indiana Jones and Nathan Drake. Also, I'm gonna Okay. Always double check the recording. So, I was thinking about the mentalities between Indiana Jones and Nathan Drake as it belongs in a museum versus sell it for money. So I was thinking, what if you were one of these explorers that was very Indiana Jones, where it's like it belongs in a museum, it's a part of culture and history, and people should witness it, and it shouldn't have this financial attachment to it because, like, learning from history and people's culture is more important than just plain money. But what if you're let's say the protagonist had a disagreement with their partner, the antagonist, and they're both going after the same treasure. So along the way, you'll find these hints that he's already been there, but you're right, like hot on his tail, such as the torches that litter the ground here being already still on fire, still cackling, and kind of leading the way that you need to go. So it's kind of a race, kind of a exploration, and a lot of the game is a lot about being kind of alone and isolated, but having these hints of somebody close by. So it's the plan is, if I develop this more, is to kind of make it relieving when you run into your antagonist, as other it's like, oh my god, people, but it's kind of a guy who doesn't really like you and may try to harm you in some way. Okay, so moving right along, I kind of show the fire texture a bit. Kind of show how this temple is spread out and how these holes have been collapsed and have rocks protruding out of them. This torch kind of leads the player to this like doorway here into a parkour section puzzle, which, to be honest, I kind of just fly through. You kind of jump over this golden thing in the center, jump over to this room extension, also collapse if you go down there, jump upon these like bricks that are probably meant to like build from the past owners of this temple, jump into the staircase. This would be the part if like we were playing a Zelda game, it would be da 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 da. Past that, you go into this room into like this collapsed wall and kind of just do some parkour across the stairway. I wanted to add the rock that actually broke through that, like I did with the staircase to the left, but I didn't really think about it. So up the stairs out of the bunker, this is what that was of the level, like how we had it in the midterm. You go out of here, out of this cave that this temple was hidden away in. I had a bunch of rocks to kind of mask the like overworld texture. And it's supposed to be like this climbing out. As you can see a little bit, I added a post-processing simulation that's supposed to be kind of like heat lines when you're like in the desert, or if you've ever seen something hot and it's like pushing the air around it. That was kind of the vibe I was thinking. It's a little less obvious when you're moving, and two, it's so close. But we get this shot here with the 3 points of interest, that being the pyramid, the bridge, and the abandoned town with the pillars over there. Yeah, so they'll, like, as you can see, they're kind of like moving and shaking with the heat. The music does die down. I have this song from a friend of mine who is musically talented. This was for another level I made. I thought it kind of fit with like the wind and the kind of the mellow beat. I mostly kind of wanted to use it because I just think it's really catchy. So going down this path, I think I look left one more time so you can see the river, or I may have already. Yeah, so you go into here, and there's kind of this abandoned, like, old town related to the pyramid. Fun fact, that, like, kind of shaking violently is a weird glitch for whenever you enter one of the post-processing mods. I kind of had to set up multiple to cover the whole thing because I didn't want it to be like when you enter the pyramid or leave the temple, it's immediately, because you're kind of getting shadowed. So across the bridge, this took way too long to make. I love it though. I think it turned out really well. I tried to cover it from all sides so it looked organic. Alright, so down the path again. Also, this is like 7 different like overworld layers. I'm forgetting the term off the top of my head, but this is like a bunch of them that I made one of them and moved them in different ways so that they look really far away. And the white walls that you saw at the beginning that you don't see now are invisible walls. I don't really collide with them in this example, but they are there. So we make our way from the abandoned town to the bridge. Sorry. Talking hurts. And then we get to the beginning of the pyramid. Now, this is the part where if I was going to add the shroom post-processing a bit more intensely, I was going to actually add enemies into this room if I could have the time to get the UI to work, where it was going to be like the mummies that are attacking you aren't really real. They're just hallucinations of these mushrooms that are growing out of this temple. But it didn't turn out so well, so it more turned into this, that's just the temple one, into this like cool transition of like going completely dark as you go down, and then the light slowly fading in as you enter this new area. And this room is just a room. But yeah, so I have a handful of the things that were needed. I unfortunately couldn't get to the AI, and I couldn't get the night vision to work. I have the script in there, I just couldn't get it to function, so I was thinking I don't have the time, I just need to turn something in. Sickness has kind of kicked me when it comes to this project. So, in conclusion, I will see all of you hopefully next semester, hopefully better, and hopefully when I haven't downed both of those things of day and night quill in less than a week so that I can function. All of you have a lovely day.